Hello everyone, welcome back to Happy Friday. I hope that this week has been going well. Tomorrow's already the weekend. Welcome back to Small Talk Big Figures. We're back again in our favorite segment, Grey Area, where nothing is black and white. I'm joined with my 4 favorite guests today. I've met them in real life and they are wonderful people. We have Hariz, we have Alya, we have Danish, and we have Mel. I'm so glad we have people from different sectors today. And today we're going to be talking about, is over-demanding personal space unhealthy? But before that, do we all need space sometimes? Or when does this space become too much, or does needing too much space a form of emotional self-care, or does it create distance that hurt relationship? So for this first round initial thoughts, I want to hear it from each and every one of our speaker on what is your thought on personal space. Anyone want to go first? Finish.
Oh, me go first. Alright. Okay, for me personal space is important, don't get me wrong, because sometimes me personally also take my personal space. But when we talk about demanding and over and over asking for personal space, it will become unhealthy. And you cannot grow connection without your presence or communications. That's my thought about personal space.
I totally agree with Danish because space is healthy until you ask for it too much. If you're constantly withdrawing yourself without explaining why.
Why are you laughing? Continue. Because she totally agree with me. Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah.
People around you can feel neglected, and as you guys know, too much of everything is not good.
Correct.
For me, from my perspective, I actually see it a little differently from Danish and also Alya, because some people do need more space, and for me, that's completely fine, because taking space helps you to process your emotions and makes people feel better. And I wouldn't call that unhealthy, that's just some self-awareness.
Yeah, I think I agree with Mel, because I think that the statement before it's just a bit harsh for some people. I think some just need some time alone. It's not necessarily them trying to avoid people. It's just the way for them to cope with their problems. And I think it's not a bad thing. It's a great thing for them.
Yeah.
I agree. So thank you for each of your insight on what is personal space. So for the second one, let's get a bit more personal, if you guys are okay with it.
Sure.
Have this personal space and have ever affected, or have any of you experienced a situation where personal space becomes an issue, or it's going to be either on your end with someone else? Can we start with Alya?
Yes, for me, when someone keep asking for personal space again and again, it might tear the relationship apart. Because at first you think it's just physical distance, like oh, they might just need some air, but soon it becomes emotional distance too. It built this silent, invisible wall between you. You guys are just sitting beside each other, but it feels like miles apart, and that hurts so much because you are trying your best to be present for them, to make them.
This is our first time on the TV, guys. It's okay.
It's okay to feel the
Yeah.
sorry, no, but okay. You are trying your best.
Why are you laughing?
You are trying your best to make them feel supported.
You want me to help you? Let me help her for a bit. I mean, I agree. When you keep demanding for personal space, like I said, it will build this wall. Because too much personal space can slowly break down relationship. Whether relationship between your family, whether relationship between your friends. Because believe me, deep down, if you're asking for too much personal space over and over again, your friends will stop reaching out from you. Believe me or not. Because me personally also experienced it before, and I bet all of you guys have experienced it before, right? Because if you asking for too much personal space, your friend will like stop asking for you, stop reaching out from you. Personally, if my friends starting to demanding for personal space too much without communication or without talking to me, I will start questioning: am I doing something wrong? Am I a bad friend? Am I did something to them that make them build this wall with me? So I call it a silence, because they don't tell me anything, and that silence it hurts because there's no clarification.
Clarification.
clarification. Yeah, thank you.
Welcome.
Actually, I see it different perspective from Danish and also Alya, because from what I've experienced before, I felt guilty for asking for more space for my friends before, because as someone who are always surrounded by people, I need some personal time to process my emotion and everything. But people always expect me to be available at all times, whether to reply to their texts, hanging out, or just be emotionally present for them. But let's be real. If we always be available for other people, it is so tiring and it leads to emotionally exhaustion. And I feel like it is so how do I say this? Oh, even if we are not doing anything, just sit there and hang out, maybe sit at some cafe, I still think that those situations drains me mentally, And what I do is usually I will take a step back and take a breath, relax, and just ask for more space from my friends, because I want to avoid from breaking down in front of them. I don't want to show that I'm upset, because I know that will make us feel awkward. The situation will feel so awkward. So yeah, I think it's better to just speak up and ask for more space instead of breaking down. And that doesn't mean that I'm pushing them away, okay? It just means that I'm taking care of my mind and my emotions so that I can be more present for them next time, maybe?
Thank you, ma'am.
And again, I have to side with Mel this time. As I said before, people have different type of way to cope with problems. For me, I've always been someone who needs some personal space whenever I feel like I'm not me. As an athlete, we all know that we all going to train every day, all day. So even after training, you're going to feel tired, you're going to feel exhausted. So we don't have much time for ourselves. So after training, that usually be the time where I usually be alone and have some, we say me time, so that I can be relaxing with, on my own, so that I can come back to talk to other people in a better state of mind. And for me, it's not that I do not want to speak to them, it's just that I'm afraid that I am not going to communicate them so well, because when we're tired, we're not going to speak rightfully. We're going to speak out of our emotion, so that's what I'm afraid of. Maybe, for example, if I were to be mad at Danish, it's going to tear our relationship because we are close friends. So it's better for me to avoid that. It's better for me to wait for the right time to communicate with him. So yes, it's not about avoiding them, it's about trying to find the right time to communicate again.
I see. So that was how personal space affects each and every of the speakers, and we noticed that for everything that we do, there will always be misunderstandings. Because you guys, one are demanding for personal space and one is trying to understand why they are taking personal space. So this is where it will get a little bit interesting. So have this ever caused misunderstandings, and maybe what do people often get wrong, and how does it actually affect your mental health? Hariz? Sorry, Alya.
I think a lot of people don't realize how damaging too much space can actually be. Yes, personal space is healthy, but when it turns into constant isolation, that's when it starts to hurt your mental health. You end up stuck in your own head, you will overthinking everything, and you will create worst case scenario out of nothing. And the worst part is there's no one there to help bring you back to reality. At the end of the day, personal space should make you feel refreshed, not abandoned.
Do you agree with that, Hariz?
I actually do agree, but yes, as I said before, the personal space is not it's not everyone who needs them. Some people just need them because it makes them feel better. I think the biggest misunderstanding about this is that people tend to think that we trying to avoid them. Some even think that we hate them. But in reality, we actually don't hate you guys. We're just trying to isolate ourselves for a bit of time, and then we try to get back with you guys later. But of course, if you do that consistently, people are going to ask, am I doing something to you? Am I in the wrong? People are going to ask whether we actually hate them or not. So I think the most important thing for you guys to do is that you have to tell your friends whenever you need some time alone. It doesn't need to be what do they say? It doesn't need to be a full description of your problems. You just need to state that, oh, guys, I need some time alone. I'll figure it out and I'll come back to you guys later. I think a little notice should help.
I get it from Hariz that he means like he wants to take a personal space because he don't want to be in a good state of mind to talk with his friends. But let me say this: we're talking about too much space, which is like I said before, too much space can become silence, and that silence can be dangerous sometimes, especially for who's struggling. Don't want to sound harsh, but World Health Organization, World Health Organization reported that 700,000 people die by suicide every year, and one of the reasons is because feelings alone and emotionally unsupported, and that can lead to demanding personal space. So what I'm coming from is, when you asking for a lot of demanding space, you will feel alone and end up with taking your own life. This is what I mean. Because when someone disappears emotionally and shut people by saying, I need space, those people will stop reaching out to ask for help. And their friends will feel like they don't even welcome anymore.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from, Danish, but I still think that we shouldn't judge those people who need more space, because everyone's emotional needs are different. Not everyone feels safe with the same constant closeness. Some people recharge through silence, being alone, and some people recharge through social interactions or just surrounded by a lot of people. And I think that you are the type of people who recharge through being around with people. Am I right?
You can say that.
Yes, but just because someone demands for space doesn't mean that they doesn't care about the others. It's just that it might be how they trying to protect their feelings or energy and avoid breaking down in front of people. Because when you're breaking down in front of people, people will upset with you because they think that you are mad at them. But it's not that you are mad at them. It's just that you are feeling overwhelmed with everything that happens to you because you are with a lot of people, and it's not weird to do that. The real issue here is when people cannot accept the differences that we keep expecting people to handle our emotions the same way that we did, and that creates pressure to those who needs more space and not connections.
I see. So I think conclude that the problem here is not your space, but it's just how we're taking it and how we bring it to the people we care about along with that process, and how you guys need to tolerate each other with that. So for you to take your own space and for you guys to understand why you're taking that space is through communication. So that's the reason why we have our phones these days, why everyone's so tech savvy. So I think even for a little while, we just need to learn how to tolerate and learn that the problem is not space, it's just for you to communicate.
Yes.
And finally, can we, before we wrap the show today, I want each of you to give your final thought. What is one thing you wish people understand about personal space, and also your own understanding and what you can conclude? So together, your final thought and your conclusion. Anyone?
I just want to say that different people have different emotional needs. So we need to learn how to respect that. And if you are the type of people who love space, it's okay, you know? It's okay. And if you are the type of people who love to be surrounded by people at all times, it's also okay. But it doesn't mean that you are better than the other one, you know? So yeah, we just need to accept those differences.
I see. From my point of view, is personal space is necessary because me also, if I get overwhelmed, if I got too stressed, I will take my own space and think about it. But when we talk about without proper communication and we talk about demanding space, it can lead into a lot of things. It can lead to mental illness, it can lead into feeling alone, and everything in general. So let me say that if you feel a little bit overwhelmed and you feel helpless, don't sitting by your own. Seek help by your friends that you trust or something. It doesn't mean that you should go surrounding by the people, but you should not sitting alone because space should help us reset, but not push people away permanently. Ada you?
Yeah, Hariz?
Yeah, ada Hariz?
Hariz can go first.
For me, I just hope that people understand that I take space not because I do not care about them. I actually take space just because I care enough for them to not react badly. And of course, we know if we react badly, we can destroy the relationship. And for me, I think that of course, you know, other people have struggles with their past communicating with people, so they might prefer to be alone for sometimes. But yes, but now I think that people really should tell other people first before trying to have a personal space as much as they want.
I understand Hariz and Mel's point of view. So I just want to say that space is healthy, but not when people use it as a way to completely shut others out. Sometimes all it takes is just a simple, oh, I need some time to myself right now. That simple sentence can save so much pain and confusion because people are not mind readers. If you do not give them earlier notice, they will stop trying to reach out to you because no one wants to keep knocking on a door that never opens.
Wow, I see.
I see. Okay, so I think based on our talk today, we can conclude that personal space is healthy, but when it's taken too often, when a bit of everything is taken too much, especially with no communication and no clarity, it can become very, very unhealthy. It can causes really bad relationships, and that's when love turns to hate, and where everything you once liked turns to everything you hate. And would you all agree with that?
Yeah, I would agree with that because it's not about rejecting space. It's about making sure it doesn't turn into emotional distance.
Yeah.
You agree with that? You got something?
Yes, as long as we explain those needs, we can avoid hurting
Yes,
people.
yes, of course.
And again, personal space is very good for you guys, but only if it's done with care.
Exactly. It's the over.
It's my show.
After that, I'm taking over a little bit from you.
It's the over demanding part that creates problem, not the space itself.
Yes.
Okay. Can I say my point of view?
Yeah.
Personally, I love isolating. When I know things are going south, I love isolating. But this past few months or years, I found myself even better when after reaching out to people to actually talk about my problem. So even if you guys are struggling, if you guys don't know, if you guys feel that there's no one listening, you guys don't feel hurt, just know that there are always someone who's there for you. So yes. So again, personal space is healthy and it's important, but when it's taken too much often without clear communication, it becomes something else. This whole conversation with my four beautiful guests just proves how grey this issue is and how there is no one size fits all answer, and this is not a written convenience store where you can just find your answer. So thank you so much everyone for tuning in to
Thank you so much, Alya, for inviting us.
Thank you, and that was Jaya Srinar, and that was Yaya. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. Subscribe.
Good job everyone.